Green Arrow Media presents Hero of the Stupid. Starring Pope Tony and Big Joe. Hero of the Stupid.
Welcome to another ravishing episode of Hero of the Stupid. I'm Pope Tony, and we have a very special episode today. It's not Halloween, but it is a spooky time of the year. Why am I dressed like this? I'll explain. I am dressed like this because today we're going to talk about the band Ghost.
They suck. Thank you and good night.
On today's episode, I have Big Joe with me as always. Say good evening, Big Joe.
Good evening.
And then the one wearing the goat mask is Joey, JC3. What's going on? Special guest for this episode.
Only.
That'll stay in the final cut. Okay, so let me give everybody out there a little preview on this. It is 2 weeks, I think, before the dropping of their next album, Skeleton. They kicked off a world tour last night in Manchester, England. Their song Lacrima has hit #1 on the US Billboard. On Is This Real podcast, we often have had discussions about like hidden messages in media and the presence of Satan infiltrating the masses through singers and songwriters. Joey's talked about Taylor Swift. We've talked about the Grammys. And the band Ghost is not at all subtle. Like, you don't have to question what their message is. It's kind of just there. And what is that question? Are they really a satanic band? Because every song is about the devil. Every song is about worshiping and embracing and listening to the darkness in our hearts and praising the Lord of the Fallen. Every song is like that. It's very theatrical. It's very loud rock music and Satanism. Dad, I'm going to ask you this question because I think you were there. Maybe this was a little bit before you. Do you remember anything about the Satanic Panic as it happened then?
You talk about in the 80s?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. I thought it was
Yeah.
in the 60s, like the first wave of
Well-
Satanism rose then.
Well, it did, but that was really basically through Hollywood. Okay, when you had the Jane Mansfields, hanging around with LaVey and all this other stuff. You had Sammy Davis Jr. hanging around with Anton LaVey. People didn't really like it too much because there was really no need. However, in a free society, you can do that. Now, in the 80s, everything was geared towards rock music. You had Stairway to Heaven being played backwards, messages in there. I mean, look, you can play any album you want backwards, any song you want. And if you got a weird enough fucking mind, you're gonna hear something.
Did you ever do that with Stairway?
No, I valued my stylus way too much. No, those stylists back in the day were very expensive. Anyway, no, I wouldn't do that. They did it with Judas Priest. They put Judas Priest on trial because some kid killed himself. It was a crazy time led by, then you had the PMRC, led with Tipper Gore and all that other bullshit. Anyway, yeah, I do remember it, and to me, there was nothing as blatant as what you got here. This is a fucked up display. I'm sorry. As a Christian man, it's just fucked up. Can you take that fucking stupid mask off, please? You look ridiculous. You know what? You look like you're about to go into a fucking smoker. Okay?
Shit.
All right.
Does my mask offend you, Joseph?
Yeah, your mask looks stupid. Anyway.
Does it?
I don't.
Okay,
Go ahead.
No, so go finish your thought.
That is my thought. It just, some of it, when it gets to the point where it's implied, you got to live with it. You got to do your own research if you choose to. But when it's blatant like this, or any of the other bands that come out of Sweden, with the black metal movement,
He's not
it's
wrong.
just
There's a lot of
fucked up.
satanic bands coming out of Sweden.
It's
Although-
fucked
No,
up.
I get that, but we're just gonna condemn a whole fucking country.
Scandinavian
let me ask
death
you-
metal, dude, is a whole.
Did you ever read the covers of Venom? Did you ever read the back of the liner notes of Venom? Okay, well then read them. I'm not going to sit here and go into what's on them. Okay, you had a lot. I don't know all of these metal bands. Slayer's another one, but Slayer to me was more implied. They didn't come out and sing about the devil. I mean, some of the lyrics were very, very dark. And to my knowledge, Slayer didn't come out and say, "Well, like the other night when we watched that movie, the one song that he just listed every fucking demon in hell."
That would be Year Zero off of
I don't
the
give a fuck what it is.
Infinitesimal
It was
album.
stupid. To me, it's bullshit. If you want to listen to it, hey, you know what? This is America. You listen to whatever you want to listen to. But there's a higher power to answer to. And eventually you will get to that higher power. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Oh, Joey, I will let
I'll
you
put
have
the
this
mask
because
back on, will you?
What the lyrics are, that doesn't mean the band is bad. Like satanic, yeah, but I could sit there and I could separate the two because you can't.
Separate the fact
It's
that they're
just
satanic, but they're not bad.
Pause.
Thank you.
Pause.
they're not bad.
They're not bad. Okay. He also said at the end of that concert movie, Pope Emeritus the Fourth, four, said everyone
do me a favor.
has.
No, can you do me a favor? Don't
Tobias
refer to him as
Forge.
Papa. This Bobby. Go, just give me his name.
But his
Okay,
name
'cause
is
it's
Papa.
bullshit.
The
No,
character's
his
name is Papa. You're right. His real name is Cardinocopia. That's how we knew him first.
No, hold on. No, fuck that. No. We don't sit here and call Alice Cooper by his regular real name. We say Alice Cooper. We say Gene Simmons. We say Paul Stanley. We don't sit there and go, well, so, it's Paul, whatever. No, we call them by their stage name because that's who they are. That's who they are to the public. So we can.
So basically, what you're telling me is every album his stage name changes. Okay, got
Yes.
it. So
okay, yeah.
call them what
they're
you
different
want.
characters.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
look at it like this. In that respect, I look at it like this. I'm watching a man sing about Satan. I don't know if he is bullshitting or if he's being truthful. All I know is he's presenting this form of media to me, and I'm accepting it. I do that the same way I watch, like, what do you call it? Like Bruce Willis movies, like Die Hard. He's an actor. This is a character he's playing. I don't think he's an actual murderer, even though in the movie he is clearly killing people. That is fake. What I'm seeing on stage is fake. I don't know if he's really meaning it or not, but it doesn't matter what his intentions are. I'm taking it as a form of art, and I'm enjoying the art.
No, see, I'm glad you brought that up because now this is Hero of the Stupid. So now I'm going to just bring this along. It's kind of like Hollywood when they're all crying, gun control, gun control. Every fucking movie's about killing people. Every fucking movie has something about guns in it.
That's true.
You're a guest.
I didn't come on this podcast to talk. I want to talk about Ghost and the music and that. I don't give a fuck about politics. All right, don't bring politics and guns and video games.
Don't you tell me what to do on my show, or you'll never be invited back.
I'm just saying it's an interesting point to be made. Movies are a form of art. Music is a form of art. It's how we decorate the air around us. It just happens to be, Hell, Satan, Arcangelo, and all these really awesome riffs and music.
Well, I mean,
Joey,
look, regardless of what you're saying, hold on. Regardless of what you're saying, if you listen to the lyrics, none of the lyrics that they're saying, regardless of if they're satanic or not, is causing for violence, is causing for anything like that.
That's true. It's about, a lot of songs are about giving into
2 points.
You're giving into your desires, or it's a commentary on the world and how they see things and corruption. It's never a call to action. Except the song Dance Macabre, because it's a disco song about dancing on your last night on Earth. That's the only call to action song they have.
I'm going to give you a line that the great Blackie Lawless once said from Wasp. After, well, you want to talk about dark and, mysterious, whatever. After the guitar player got hit in the head with a pound of chopped meat or raw meat and almost killed him, and there was blood all over the stage, he went backstage. He goes, you know what? If we could write some better songs, we wouldn't have to do this shit. Okay? There's a reason that you can look crazy all you want. The reason why they do this fucking macabre shit is because they got to do it for attraction. They got to sucker the people in. So what better way of doing it than being absolutely fucking stupid?
So hold on. So you're telling me all the acts that have done something like this, Kiss, Alice
Same
Cooper.
argument was used against Kiss.
Like Alice Cooper, all these bands. It's not a stupid argument. These bands sat there and used something that it might not have been satanic.
Theatrical.
Even though they're theatrical with it. Makeup. Alice Cooper alone, it was probably even worse imagery than what I saw at this concert that we watched on Saturday.
You fucking clearly know nothing about music then. You're out of your mind.
Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off a fucking bat.
Ozzy Osbourne didn't do that on stage. Ozzy Osbourne did that at a meeting. Okay,
yes,
when he just signed with
real.
fucking CBS Records.
And he did not know it was
when
a real
he did it.
All right.
Although he did. Hold on a second. He did snort a line of fire ants. The motherfucker did snort a line of fire ants.
That was never done on stage. However, the bat thing, I reminisce. He bit the head off the dove at the meeting in CBS. The bat thing he thought was a rubber bat thrown on the stage. He didn't know it was a real one.
Either way, why was he going to bite the head off a bat regardless?
He was COVID patient. He was COVID patient one.
All right, I don't know.
And it's not even that.
It's nothing to do with the devil.
But I'm not saying, I'm talking about theatricality. I'm not talking about the devil. Take the devil aspect out of it. You're saying the only reason they do this is because that their music is bad, and no, their music is actually good.
Hold on,
Some of their
that's
songs are
subjective.
heavy. Some of their songs are very. Some of their songs, if you want to strip the lyrics away, yeah, it's really, really heavy stuff. A lot of it's good. The new single, I think, is great. If you take the stupid mask that the idiot's wearing and all the coming out with the fucking spreading his wings and he's a demon or whatever, I don't go for that. Okay, you've heard me say this. You've heard me say this a million fucking times. Okay, go out in jeans and a t-shirt, play your instrument, sing your song. All right,
Okay.
I don't need.
I'll say that the next time Freddie Mercury comes out, even though he's dead, Freddie Mercury comes out butt naked on the stage, coming off on the shoulders of Darth Vader.
Talking about.
Oh man, and he did ride Darth Vader like he was on Darth Vader. He brought him to stage. That's fucking theater. Sorry to tell you, that's fucking theatrical. Yes, he can go out there in a pair of pants and a t-shirt, and they would be the best fitting pants. I would say his ass would look amazing, and the fucking guy can rock the house. But he was also very theatrical.
That's fine. He was flamboyant in a way. That doesn't mean his
In a
fucking
way.
flamboyancy was there to promote his fucking music. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. You want to get flamboyant, okay, and push their music? All right. It's bad enough that Freddie Mercury's dead, but the guy that they got singing for him now, you want to talk about flamboyant? Please.
The man can sing.
Yeah, he can sing.
In your opinion.
Adam Lambert can sing.
In your opinion. I don't think he belongs with Queen.
The argument of good
Benson
versus
Boone belongs with Queen.
The argument of good or bad, right? Whether Ghost's music is good or bad is subjective. We're all going to have
It's
a different
matter of
opinion. Right. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong on that.
I'm fine with that.
Let me ask, Dad, can you watch Bill Cosby's stand-up comedy and laugh and enjoy it?
Bill Cosby per se, I'm not a Bill Cosby fan at all, and I don't think his music is. I'm sorry, I don't think his comedy was ever that funny. He had his moments, but to sit through like an hour and a half of Bill Cosby, I'd rather watch the paint dry.
Okay, but watching that Bill Cosby special, he might be telling a story. You might be interested. You're not sitting there thinking that this is bad because he's a rapist, right? You can separate the two ideas.
But he didn't come out here. He didn't come out there with a woman tied up, and screwing her either.
No, I understand that. My point is, though, you could separate the art from the artist.
Sometimes you can. Sometimes I can't. And I'll give you a perfect example. Bruce Springsteen. I don't want to hear when I'm paying $350 fucking to go to his show.
Oh, you're not.
I don't want to hear your stupid fucking politics. I don't give a shit which side of the aisle you're on. Okay? I don't want to hear it. Your opinion? Yeah, so therefore I can't separate that. Because I'm not going to waste my money or waste any time of mine watching this clown get on there and fucking, scream. Having said that, his music most of his music is great. He's no Billy Joel, but most of his music is great.
It's a whole nother topic.
That is a very big topic because you have.
Hey, Billy Joel does how many nights at the Garden? Nah, no bat heads over his body. No biting the heads off chickens.
But there are so many songs that are born out of like the need to say something, protest songs and marching songs. Like I know
a lot about protest songs,
right? But that's my point. Like you have such great music that comes from a place where an artist needs to be able to stand on stage and say something. That is his song, and if it carries his opinion through it, that's what you're paying to see anyway.
Okay, that's fine. So you're going to tell me that this guy Ghost is doing it because he has something to say? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I don't know, because I know Tobias Forge has been a part of three or four other bands prior to doing this. I don't know.
We only get one time out per show, by the way.
Go ahead, Joey.
My question to you is: you're okay? You're not okay with him talking about his satanic stuff?
Hold on, somebody cooking something?
Why? What do you smell?
I don't smell anything.
Cooking. All right, go ahead.
I don't smell anything.
Okay, you're okay.
I'm sorry, I don't live in that house anymore.
You're okay. You're not okay with Ghost doing that satanic stuff, but at the same time, you could listen very easily to, I don't know. I mean, every goddamn country song has God and praying in it, and you're just completely okay with that.
I got you.
Because I'm a Christian.
Hold on, I get the point you're making. Like you have no problem.
I'm sorry, Anthony, but at that point, you're still sitting. They're saying what they want to say, and you're completely okay with that because it aligns with what you think. Now,
this is not going to end well. I'm going to tell you right now. You know what? You want to preach your bullshit with this fucking guy? When he did that one song, "Mary on the Cross," fuck you. Okay, fuck you. That's all I got to say.
That's about the Mary Magdalene, and it's not about the mother of Jesus.
I don't care what it's about.
Code word for marijuana. It's about getting high in the sick.
That was Mary Jane. So now all the 12-year-olds that are going to his shows are worried about marijuana in the 60s? Know what you're saying? Know what
The
he's saying?
song, and this is where the theater comes in. The song ties into lore and legend. That song was written and performed in the 60s. And it was this, and he says it before he sings. He goes, "This was my papa's song, a song his father used to sing." I understand for someone who doesn't understand the lore, it's like, what the fuck? But that's the purpose of it. Like, there is art here, there's theater here, and there is a reason why it is what it is.
Again, you two guys, I swear to God, I'm starting
Hey,
to see the smoke rising
look.
behind you. Okay?
Elena made a good point. Atheists use dollar bills, and it says, "In God we trust."
You got to use dollar bills. You have no other choice but to use the dollar bills. That's the way it is. That's the way the country was set up. That's the way it is. Now you don't want to
That's a
use any
different
money,
podcast.
Joey.
Shut
Whatever you get paid, send it over to me. I don't give a fuck.
Shut up. That's a different podcast.
Okay?
We'll talk about the economy going in the tank later. Now, Joey, you had something you wanted to say. I'm actually turning back
We're
and
not going
forth.
to talk
like
about the
I'm-
economy going in the tank because Joe Biden's not president anymore. But go ahead.
No. My point is before is you're okay because it's something you're aligned with, and I'm fine with that. But to get so offended and this that and you're it's like it has to be this way because you're offended. Like
Hold
it's
on.
just
First of all, did you hear what I
understand
said
why,
before?
though, Joe. I understand why.
Okay,
he's
if you
offended.
want to listen to it, I said it's a matter of whatever you want to listen to. I'm not here to change your mind, but you're asking. You smell it too, right?
yeah, really good barbecue.
I'm telling you, Dominicans next door are having a great time.
You're
I think it's
kinda-
time to go next door.
Anyway, I understand why he's offended, Joe. And it's very simple. I was going to think about like asking Dad if this was a band that was all about, I don't know, Buddhist belief. Would you get pissed off the way you're pissed off now? And the answer he would say is no. I was thinking, why would he say no? It's because not only is this just, it's a different view because it's a different religion. It's also singing in opposition of like the main thing he believes in. It's not just that it's a different belief. It's the belief that goes against his belief directly. Like there's a
you're
personal
right.
matter here.
You're absolutely right. When you sit there and you're blasphemous against my religion, or look, we all know me. I'm not the most religious guy in the world. I don't go to church on Sunday, but I have my beliefs. And when that fucking song, the Mary on the Cross, came out, I don't give a fuck if it's Papa's song, no Papa's song, Papa was Rolling Stone. I don't give a fuck. Okay? It was in clear violation of God's law. And so was the one when he starts naming the demons. That's clearly against my fucking beliefs. All right. So you wanted to hold on, Slim, shut up.
Okay. No. What
You
law?
don't get to walk over the host.
No. What law is it violating?
He wrote 10 of them. I know that.
All right.
He originally wrote
simple.
15. Moses
It's
dropped
blasphemy
one.
against my religion. It's blasphemy against
No.
Christianity.
Hold on. No. That's not the question.
Yeah.
That's not the question I'm asking. The question I'm asking is, please tell me, by him writing those songs, especially when it's not really talking about God, as Anthony just said, Mary on a Cross, stuff like that.
A lot of it is up for interpretation. Like the new song is not about being satanized, about falling in love.
And you think
what?
Hold on a minute. You
No.
think the
I'm not
people that
done
are
with my
listening
question.
to him are not sitting there going, "You got to cut." I'm the host.
You're not the
Anthony,
host.
Anthony, cut his fucking mic.
My question is, what laws in your religion is it breaking for him talking about that stuff?
Blasphemy. You're not supposed to be blasphemy. You're not supposed to encourage blasphemy. You're not supposed to be blasphemy. You're not supposed to be blasphematic. It sounds like a toaster oven out of the 60s. But all right, you're not supposed to do that, because let me tell you something, Joe, and here's what I'm going to listen to me. Okay? If you want to sit there and you want to follow his music and you want to follow what he says, or you don't want to follow what he says, you just want to enjoy the music, all right? Eventually, and hopefully, 75, 80 years from now, you're going to have to answer for that. And
wait,
if it's blind,
wait. So you're telling me I have to answer for something where whenever I get to the pearly gates, God's going to look at me, or St. Peter's going to look at me and goes, "You remember when you sat there with headphones?"
After he opened both of them.
Joey, let's act it out. I'll be God. Ready? Welcome, my son.
Hi.
I'm going over your file. Let's see where you belong. You didn't kill anybody, huh? Never cheated on your girlfriend or wives?
Never cheated on my girlfriend or wife.
And you donated to the Chef Boyardee Foundation once a year.
And I work for Goodwill.
Bonus points. Oh.
Thank you, sir. What?
Sorry, my friend. You listened to a Scooby-Doo album in the 2020s. Bye.
I don't get it. Okay.
Bullshit is what I'm saying. God's not going to worry about. It's like you sang a satanic song, like, because he knows. I'll tell you why. This is as far as I'll go with my religion. I absolutely know that God knows my intentions. No, he knows exactly where my heart is. He knows exactly what I mean in everything I do. That's the power of the omnipresence. You just
I believe in that also.
So for every person like you that can say that, you're going to have 20 people that are not like you, and they're going to believe every motherfucking word this clown's got to say.
That's on them, not on that.
Is that
not
what
on me.
you want?
I'm not worried about them getting into heaven. I'm worried about me getting into heaven. God, I don't believe in this shit, but it's a
It's a
rocking
personal
tune.
thing.
You're
And
goddamn
maybe every
right.
priest should feel like you too. Every priest should feel like, you know what, I'm going to heaven. Fuck the parishioners.
No,
what you
his
say?
job is to usher more people
Look,
into heaven.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you guys. You asked me to come on. You asked me about this stupid shit.
I know.
I'm giving you my opinion.
That's
Here's
fine.
my opinion of the go. You want my opinion that goes? Anything to clear this up. Okay. I think the band, the music is extremely heavy. Some of it sounds really, really good. I like that kind of heavy rock. But the lyrics are childish and immature, and they suck. And they look like to me they're writing this shit and the imagery to garner people to come and see them because maybe they don't think their music is good enough. That's my opinion. You know, you can argue with me all you want. I don't care. And
No,
don't
that's
bring
fine.
in Kiss. Don't bring in
I'm
the
not
Who.
gonna- no,
Don't
not
bring
gonna
in
bring
this
in
Alice
Kiss.
Cooper.
Kiss didn't have any childish lyrics.
True. I mean, here's a fun little thing, right? On this next album, on Skeleton, which is coming out.
A wonderful
one of
name.
yeah, it's Latin for many skeletons because it's a personal album about things that he felt growing up and all that sort of
You're not
shit.
going to make fun of Skeletor from He-Man.
Not Skeletor. Anyway, it hasn't been released yet, this song. It is called...
My days on these podcasts are just not come to an end. Go ahead.
Cilia Amori. It's called
does that
Massilia
mean?
Amori. It's Latin because he likes to use Latin because he's spooky. Massilia Amori means love missile. Need I remind you that Kiss wrote an album called Love Gun?
Right.
It's the same shit. It's the
Not
same
even
shit.
that.
And they didn't have to make it all fancy. You know what they were talking about.
The
How about
most
just-
childish one.
You can't talk with him.
Wait, you can't have an opinion about the song yet. It hasn't been released. Just the
I'm not having
track
an opinion about
title.
the song. I don't care what it's named. They're going to name it the artsy thing. They're going to name it in Latin because it makes it look spookier. Oh boy, you know
It's
what?
part of the gimmick.
Spinal Tap had a great fucking song. What was it called? Lick My Love Bump. Right there.
Lick my
Very
lap pump.
simple. Very simple to the point. You know what they were talking about.
That was a B-side track, right? I don't remember that on the main.
Well, I mean, let's talk about a Kiss B-side track in Room Service.
Okay,
Or Ladies'
you knew what it was
Room.
about, right? You didn't have to go to a fucking dictionary and figure what does this Latin shit mean.
That is a
People-
good
I
point,
guarantee
though.
you, most of them, they're not as cerebral as Anthony. They're not going to read. They're not going to go after. They're just going to hear what they say. They're going to go out there and they're going to do some stupid
Fuck
shit.
me for reading.
It's not my point.
They are everywhere right now. There's a reason why their song is #1 on the charts. It's because a lot of people have been turned on to them in the last couple of years. And it's
Do
really...
me a favor when you're speaking, back up from the mic, because every time you talk on the mic, I feel like somebody's spitting in my ear.
Sorry.
No, he can't back up from the mic because I can't hear him.
It's gotten really, really good. Keep talking. I'll be right back. I'm going to try something.
All right. Now it's just me and him. Are you serious? No. Okay. It's. I mean, not. No. Because I think you're being. It's.
Why? Because I have a problem with somebody mocking my faith? Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Are you-
I don't think he's. How is he mocking your faith?
Very simple. He's by all that stupid lyrics that he's putting out there about Satanism and satanic shit and all this other shit. I personally take it as an affront to my faith.
Well, I don't think it's mocking your faith. Look, Elena brought up a good point. Yeah, you can. Hold on. Can you hear her?
I can hear her anyway. Yeah, go on.
Used for worship. Like that's what we use music to portray. So like country music and stuff, it's a way of their worshiping that. So when can you hear me?
Yeah.
When they're playing music like demonic, like whatever the fuck, it's a form of worship in my brain because of how biblically that's what they use music and singing it like that for. So that was my point to Joey.
So they're praising whatever they believe in as
Maybe.
their God, as their quote unquote God-given right.
Maybe. I say maybe because I still don't. I am on the fence whether they actually believe this shit. If any of them in that band believe any of the shit they're saying or not, or if it's pure theater. I am not sure. Because if it was just the music, I could be like, oh, he's singing about his belief. The fact that you have characters and lore and history and shit just makes it feel more unbelievable. Like it's a story he's telling instead of his actual feelings. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what the difference is, okay, in my opinion. Now, Alice Cooper didn't do anything sacrilegious. Kiss didn't do anything sacrilegious. All right? Their music was fun. Music was a little... Alice Cooper was like going to watch a horror movie. And, I'm pretty sure we all can agree on that horror movies are horror movies. I watch The Exorcist. Doesn't make me I'm possessed. All right?
I listen to Ghost
It's not-
doesn't make me a devil worshiper.
Well, you know what? That's fine. And that's great. but he isn't clear. To me, the lyrics, I don't agree with his lyrics. I think they're stupid, childish, immature, and moronic.
That's why I love them.
Well,
because they're
I would imagine you
simple.
would.
But like it is simple. It is like not to be. If I don't take it seriously, I can just enjoy this crazy story about this satanic cult. I can just enjoy that the same way I enjoy the Exorcist.
Then you enjoy it. And I want you to have fun with it and do whatever you want to do. To me, you asked my opinion. To me, I don't like it. And that's just the way I'm not going to change my opinion on it, just like you're not going to change yours. I know, I get you. I respect that. Joe, you had something about the music, though, you wanted to talk about. There we go. Last time you're on the fucking show.
No, I mean, the music...
He's guessed, Anthony.
Look, the music is really good. To me, musically, they're really talented. They're really gifted. They're not as dark or heavy as, I don't know, fucking Disturbed is just as dark and heavy. And if you want to talk about bands that sit there and have their opinions and say their opinions, stuff like that, let's talk about what happened over the weekend at Coachella. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Right?
No, I didn't.
Green Day. We all know Green Day with their political views and stuff like that and their hatred towards Donald Trump. And I'm not even trying to get towards that. Sure. I'm not even trying to get towards the hatred of Donald Trump. They said something. They changed the lyrics of Jesus of Suburbia, and one of the lyrics they changed to was walking in pain like the children from Gaza. And that caught the attention of Disturbed lead singer David Draymond, who is Jewish. His family's from Israel, and he turned
beat the shit out of him. That's all I need to know.
No.
Billy Joe Armstrong. You know what? He lost all credibility when he fucking took the lead with fucking with the Go-Go's. All right, I don't want to hear you. Shut the fuck up. 3 chords in a scream.
He tweeted. Draymond tweeted him and said, Billy, I love you and stuff like that, brother. But let's have a conversation about maybe we can talk this out. I don't know what. Obviously, I think I know where Billy Joe Armstrong, his allegiance or his views align with.
Yeah, anything that's not Trump, right? Okay, we can just say it.
As far as like with Draymond's like, let's have a conversation. So you could get yourself in trouble with stuff like that when you talk about politics. I think more politics than it is religion, because I think everybody doesn't want to have that conversation with the religion. And I think Anthony's right with Ghost, though. I think Ghost right now, unless he's said it fully out that he's a Satanist and stuff like that. I haven't read up on that. I don't know if he has, but if he hasn't yet,
yeah, I lost him too.
Tobias Ford.
Yeah, what about him?
Sorry, Joe, you broke up.
Oh, what?
No, I was saying like thing is it's not a mystery that they're referencing church and religion when they're throwing their backdrop.
That's the part that makes. That's the part that
they're not subtle.
That's like like if you're just talking about
to me that's just fucking nuts.
Being good and stuff. I'm on board with that, but then you can't tell me they're not trying to be religiously, if they're putting church in the background as they're singing these things.
But
tell me that's not.
I'm not. But I'm not saying that just because he does that doesn't mean he's a Satanist. What I'm saying is he could sit there and use that. Hold on, I could say he could sit there and say that he could do it as far as theatricality, like a lot of people do. There's a lot of songs that have nothing to do with religion that sound like religious songs. One that comes up to mind is Madonna, Like a Virgin. That has nothing to do about religion or being religious.
Madonna was a virgin.
No, she wasn't.
No, not Madonna.
Yeah, she was until she turned 11.
Like,
okay, I mean, come on. Enough with Madonna. You know what? First off, that I don't like that because it's that's another fucking song I don't like because of the imagery of that. All right, that to me, burning fucking. You had Jesus burning or melting. You had this one melting. To me, you know what? It just
that was about her first time with a black guy, by the way.
Man. No give a fuck about people's faith.
Yeah, but hold on a second. He's also no. There was no Jesus melting. In fact, there's no reference to Jesus except for one line of dialogue. I'm sorry, one line of in the
You're
song.
not going to tell me that video didn't have people that people wasn't blasphemous?
I'm not saying it wasn't blasphemous.
Kidding me?
No, I'm not saying. Can you shut up? I'm not saying it wasn't. What I'm saying is there's no image of a Jesus melting. They don't show Jesus at all. And there's something I noticed I wanted to bring up.
Look again.
That's what I wanted to bring up is, like I said before, there's no call to action songs to say this, to do something. There's also no song saying anyone else is bad. Like, yes, it's what I mean is a call to action.
Like to join a cult or join Satanism. There's not one song that says come join Satanism.
And a lot of it you don't have to worry about. You fucking handling it with the kids that go to these shows are going to grow up. Look, it's bad enough that the Catholic Church is being taken down by the Catholic Church.
Okay.
All right. When you add no. This all goes along with it. All right.
No, I
Damn,
don't want to
You're
hear
fighting-
that
It's like you're fighting over
don't
here,
want-
meanwhile you're punching
no.
yourself in the head.
I don't want to hear about the music being influenced because that has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does.
Bullshit.
No, I'm sorry. You cannot blame an artist for being an artist. That comes to the responsibility. If you're talking about kids, that comes to the responsibility of the parents. That comes to the responsibility of the elders around them, like grandparents, like they're whatchamacallit. What I'm saying that goes
Parents
to
and
the
guardians.
You cannot blame Marilyn Manson. You cannot blame Nirvana for all that, like all these dark songs. Marilyn Manson, the Beautiful People. How much dark imagery does Marilyn Manson have? He's not once been said that you have to go kill
that
somebody.
asshole either. I won't listen to that guy. You want to know why? Because
Why?
he's just as fucked up as Forge is. Forge is a Satanist. He had said it in several interviews. Please
he
do
has
your
not.
homework.
I have
Yes,
done
he
the
did.
homework.
I don't care. I can tell
Which-
you. There was
which
an
one
interview
is
on.
it?
I don't know which one it was. I'm going to explain to you what he said. He was being interviewed, and he said, talking about his Christian beliefs as a child, and all this, and he couldn't do it anymore, didn't like it, and he ran right into the arms of Satan. That's what he said. So don't fucking tell me that the guy's not a devil worshiper, because if he does, then your widow's peak needs a fucking adjustment.
I would have to hear him say that because
Well,
I've
look the
never heard
fucking
him say
interview up.
that.
You'll find it.
And he didn't have Christian beliefs as a kid. As
Yes,
a
oh my
kid,
God.
as a kid growing up in
Entertainment.
Sweden, his mother took him to Catholic churches and other churches, not just
Yeah,
Catholic
that's
ones,
like-
but they took him to.
They don't tell you come and be Catholic. Just like Satanists don't say come and join Satan. It's just not how it's portrayed, bro. Like
What I'm
some
saying is,
songs with the word God
his
in it
mother
doesn't always
gr-
say,
his
"Oh,
mother-
hey, come be Catholic." They're not gonna straight up say it. It's implied, just like it is in.
She's the
There's
new
a
co-host of this
hold
show.
on. There's a lot of songs that I remember singing in church which says God says come follow me. Come follow me? That's a demand. But none of Ghosts in particular says any of that.
and they also don't. You're welcome.
Joe,
Thank you.
get off the thing. Let her in there, because you don't know what you're talking about. She does. Okay,
Anyway.
there. All right, so what else we got to cover on here?
Where are we going
Because
from here?
my blood is boiling. I fucking
Good.
all that
See,
money that I fucking
that's-
sent you cocksucker to Catholic school. I want it back.
See, I was thinking about
Yeah,
this before,
well.
Dad. This should be the format
Heathen
of the
fucks.
show.
That
This should be
doesn't
the
sound
format
like
of the
cult
show.
activity.
I expose something to you, and then you and I talk about it later, and you just watch your fucking blood pressure rise.
Well, I'm talking to you, and you're an idiot, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
Doesn't sound like cult activity at all, you know.
So, hold on, you're going to tell me the Catholic Church is cult activity?
Huh.
You heathen bastard. Anthony, cut his mic off before I go in the next room. I'm only fucking 10 feet from you.
I don't think you can call the Catholic Church a cult because it's already a religion. Like, it's established. It's kind of been for a while. You know, it's
No,
not
I know
a
that,
cult.
but you're not gonna tell me it has cult-like atmospheres to it.
No, cults have religious like atmospheres, you fucking dodo brain. Like that's not it works the other way around. The church was here first, and then people take things they like and they mock it or they do it like that. Cults are not the church is not a cult. It's a church.
All right,
No.
so
Let
me
I
There's-
don't
Yes,
like
there's-
him either, but I'll defend him here.
He doesn't
There-
talk and literally.
They do that at every show. Every show. Every show. There's
what
no
I'm saying is,
every artist does that.
Well, first of all, no. People are paying to go see them. These are fans of the band. It's not like they're in a.
the devil's never worked in creepy, very sus ways to try to get.
I swear,
And
if
you
I
tell
could
me-
do,
What am I thinking?
Oh, you're telling me?
Do a
You
cartwheel,
tell
I
me
would do it.
religious people haven't done that either?
Fuck that noise.
They don't
What
go
about
to the
Sam Smith's
masses
show
like
dressing up
that.
as the devil?
Joe, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Joe.
Ask
Where do
away.
you want to go when you die? Heaven or hell?
Where do I want to go when I die? Well, I believe that there's heaven, so I want to go to heaven. But if you're gonna tell me that God is so angry that I listen to a song and that He doesn't have bigger things to worry about, you're gonna tell me that he's going to sit there and say, well, you listen to that devil song.
How do you
Then-
know? Is that a chance you want to take?
Hey Dad, what'd you
A
have for dinner
chance?
last Friday?
Did you eat meat last Friday? It's Lent. You shouldn't eat meat.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Anthony.
What did you have for dinner last Friday? Do you remember?
I have no idea. Why?
Did you have a steak? Did you have macaroni with ground beef? Did you have anything with meat in it?
I don't know, Joe. What do we have? I don't know.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. Any Friday during Lent. Did you have anything with meat? You probably have. You're going to hell.
Okay.
You have a tattoo, you're going to hell.
All right. If that's
You
if
had
that's where you
premarital sex, you're going to hell. Do
Okay.
you want to take that chance?
No, but it was fun.
Well, hold on. So pause, Joey. You can't unfuck yourself to be a new virgin, but you can try next year to not eat meat on Friday. Like there's something. Like there's something.
No. But it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, you're going to sit there and tell me that by listening to a song,
I agree with your
you're
logic.
going to say,
I agree with your logic.
Can't get a word in that.
God cares about that, but all these other things, can't eat meat, stuff like that were made up by men.
If you start praying, cocksucker. If you start praying, I'm gonna disconnect you.
But what I'm saying is, you can't pick and choose what rules you want to follow.
No, you can't. But I'm going to give you something that you can do. Okay, you could choose not to be blasphemous. That's it. If I choose not to eat,
Eating meat in the Bible is blasphemous.
Okay.
Fridays in Lent.
It's not blasphemous.
Getting
number one.
tattoos, blasphemous.
All right, we're not. No,
All right.
It's not blasphemous.
Oogling your neighbor, which you do a lot. I'd fuck her on a Macy's Day float and blah, blah, blah on Christmas Sunday with the family waving outside. You've literally said in front of my mother that she's so hot, I'd fuck her on the Easter Sunday table right in front of your mother. Okay, that's oogling a neighbor's wife. That is a commandment.
There's
You
a
go
difference
stand in the
between
horny
oogling
people
and
line.
and sitting there and just busting balls. Don't you get it? First of all,
That's what
if
we're
I'm
doing,
sitting
we're
and I'm
busting
playing
balls.
and I'm-
No.
You motherfuckers don't let me talk. I'm out. Okay, bye. Okay, I've had enough. Okay, you won't let me finish. The bottom line is being blasphemous has nothing to do with having a steak on a Friday during Lent. It has nothing to do with it. That's just something I choose to do. Okay, yes, it might be against what God's law. Okay, but it's not fucking nowhere near as fucking as bad as being blasphemous. Blasphemy will get you into hell quicker than anybody.
How do you
Do you
know
wanna
that? How
take
do you
that
know
chance?
that? How do you
Okay,
know how
give me a
much
break.
sin each sin weighs? Like he might be like, listen, you can have a hamburger, but no blasphemous shit. I don't like that. Or it could be the other way around. It's like, hey, no, really, have a salad on Friday and listen to all that devil shit. I know it's only music anyway. It's not real. It's not tangible. I would imagine that's more blasphemous. Like eating meat is tangible. It's a thing you have to do.
The world is the way it is because the morons like you do.
Music
Anyway,
is just
can we? What else do we got to discuss here? Let's go. Come on, because right about now, I swear to God,
Why are you going to punch me in the face? For what
I
reason?
hit him with a baseball bat.
I'm pissing you off because of these religious. These are very good points that I'm making, because when you talk about religion, and I mean this for every religion, there are backwards things about religion that are happening.
Anyway, the bottom line is this:
Dad, have you
you
listened
want
to
to review
anything?
the Ghost album or what?
Have you listened to anything since Friday? Have you turned
Music
let me-
wise?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Ghost specifically.
Music
Have you were
wise?
like talking about Ghost specifically.
No, I
You were
won't
like,
listen to
yeah,
them.
I kind of like that one song. Let me turn that on, see what it's about, type shit.
No.
Joey,
I might have done that.
I have.
I might have done that, but then I can't, Anthony. I don't literally watched 10 minutes of them on YouTube a while ago, and I was like, damn, this is so good. But then the lyrics I couldn't handle. And it bothered me because the music was that good. I really wanted to go back. But lyrically, I don't want to get involved in that stuff. Didn't like it. I didn't like the blasphemy.
what about interpretation?
That's just interpretation. I think the guy is actually following through with what he is. I think he set this whole diameter up around his beliefs and made a big movie out of it, a big show out of it with the 6 papas, no papas, whoever papa. I don't know. Okay, he made a big show out of it, and kudos to him. He's making money, doing whatever, but he's doing it, and it's not because it's anything else but coming from his heart. And he's choosing to be blasphemous. I can't go. Is that blasphematic? I don't know. What word am I looking for?
Blasphemous.
Blasphemous. Okay.
The art
he's
of
choosing to do
the art
that.
of being
And I
blasphemous.
don't shoot. Right. And I don't choose to follow that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to know that. I don't give a fuck about it. So, you know what? There's plenty of bands out there I can listen to that
Yes.
I don't have to
We
listen
can listen to
and stick
Ronnie
the lyrics.
James Dio and the Elves.
Okay. No. It's called Ronnie. Actually, the band was called Elf. Okay. And before that was the Electric Elves. Okay. Before that was Ronnie and the Red Caps and Ronnie and the Rainbows. You really want to go there? You don't. So you did sit there and watch your ghost.
We'll listen to
bullshit
Ronnie
and
James Dio
don't-
talk about Hobbins and whatever the fuck they listen to.
No, he didn't. Ronnie James Dio didn't come out and tell you that, you know what, Satan is the way. Never did.
I
I never said he did.
He
Okay.
just used a lot of
So
dark
he-
imagery.
This guy is doing it. All right. His
All right,
imagery
Dungeons
was
and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, demons and wizards. That's what it was. But I'll tell you something else. He never dressed like it. That's number one. And his stage,
Bullshit.
his stage,
Not
you
to the
have no
same
idea.
extent,
First of all-
Joey. Not to
first
the
of all,
same
When it
extent.
comes to Ronnie Dio, Keep it quiet. You know what we're talking about. All right.
The man was wielding a sword and a cape in one of his music videos. You're gonna tell me he didn't dress like it?
It's a music video, Joe. He's not Papa. Dude, you've never been to a ghost show. You've never been to a ghost show. Neither have I. But from what we've seen, is that not that it blows Dio out of the water, because it certainly doesn't. In terms of spectacle, yeah, it's 1,000 times better than a Dio show. I've seen Dio live. He was granted he was in his 70s at the time, but
he wasn't just coming out on stage in jeans and a t-shirt. Now was he?
no, he was wearing leather pants and like a ruffled shirt. But he wasn't dressed up as a pope who was spewing fire and fake money.
There was nothing around.
Get like
The
spun in the air.
I love Ronnie Dio.
He got the imagery.
Dressed like a hobbit.
Fuck me. Jesus Christ, you people don't know what you're talking about. The
He was a
closest Ronnie
hobbit.
Dio ever got the imagery
He was
is on the
3'6".
Heaven and Hell tour when they changed the band over to Heaven and Hell, and they came out and they had the gates there and everything else, and it kind of looked satanic in a way, but that was loosely interpreted. All right, this is not loosely interpreted with ghosts. Sorry, okay.
He's right,
I don't want to
Joe.
hear it.
It's not.
Hey, Anthony, okay, all right. The only
Why
thing
do
I
you
can
come
say,
after me, motherfucker? I'm agreeing with you.
okay, the only thing I can say that he came close to a fucking satanic song is Bible Black. That's it. Period.
I never
End of
said he was
story.
satanic.
Don't know, but you went off on Ronnie Dio, and I'm not going to sit here and let you talk about Ronnie Dio like that.
Ronnie,
Very
on
simple.
this podcast.
This clown with the bat spreading the bat wing.
But what I'm saying is, this is not new in music.
That's awesome.
This is not new at all. Kiss, Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath, they all have dark imagery. Iron Maiden, dark imagery. It's dark fucking imagery. It may not be as dark as satanic, but it's dark fucking imagery.
Oh my God. I'm going to need a fucking sleeping pill because you really just don't get it. Have you ever seen Iron Maiden live?
No, I always wanted to, though.
Okay. Well, you still can. They're still together, and they're one hell of a rock and roll band.
I agree.
I know.
However, back in the day when they had Eddie, Eddie the Ed, they called him the 12-foot, corpse. Okay. I want to say if one person in that audience said, you know what, I got to be careful because Eddie's going to get me, and believed it. Okay. It was a show. You went to see a show. That was it. Alice Cooper, when he cut the heads off the fucking baby. All right. Yeah, it was dark. It was weird. But not one person in the audience knew that thought that was a real baby. All right.
Point.
When this guy sings about
Yeah,
Satan,
what?
he's singing about Satan. Wake the fuck up. Jesus Christ. And that's all I'm going to say. I got some shit I got to do. So let's move on here, please. Because do yourself a favor. There'll be a cooling off period before you come out of that fucking bedroom. Because I'm really ready to fucking launch one into you.
I don't
God,
care.
you
I'm not
will.
fucking scared of you.
You will be. Okay.
You and your losing Mets team.
Fuck you, asshole.
Anyway, Joey, what songs have you been listening to, and have you been enjoying them?
I know I've been listening to Spillways.
You, me, and a dog named Satan Boo.
Ways is a song about leading a good life, but everyone's got that darkness in them, and sometimes you got to let that darkness out.
Well, I mean,
That's the
one
nature
I
of that
do
song.
Mary on a Cross I have been listening to, and I've also been listening to Kiss the Go-Goat. So
Both off of 7 Inches of Satanic Panic, which is the Papa Nil album, recorded in the 60s. I love that groovy sound with the heaviness. It's awesome.
So
All right. So I'm going to recommend you another band, Dad. It's not a band.
one more. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I've
Go
also
ahead.
been
Go
listening
ahead.
to Rats. Rats is a pretty heavy, dark song.
The Black Plague, the Black Death of Europe. Yeah. That whole album is.
Okay.
Anyway,
Alright, great.
I'm going to recommend you a band to check out. They're not this. They're not the complete opposite, actually. Same area. I think they're from either Finland or Sweden. So in that area, it's called Sabaton. Have you ever heard of them?
Sava or Saba?
Saba, Sabaton.
Yeah, I've heard of Sabotage. They've been around since the fucking mid-'80s.
No. Sabaton.
Sabaton?
Yes. Okay. They are very unique. They are very heavy. And it kind of has a Viking feel to it, although it's not Nordic.
Okay.
They have I think six or seven albums out. Every album is about a piece in military history. On their one, it's like the one album is called, I think, the War to End All Wars, and it's all about World War I. There is a song that I'll text you. It's called Soldier of Heaven, and it's about the First World War. There was I think it was an Italian platoon stationed on a mountain, and an avalanche hit them, and 10,000 people died, something like that. But it's a little known military piece of history that we don't really think about. They wrote a song about it, and it's fucking epic. It's. I
hear
think
those
it's a
people
band
who
that you'll like.
died. The people who died there just wanted to be forgotten about because they went to war and they died in the most unwarlike way. And
Well,
they're like, we just
that's-
want to be forgotten.
That's
You
no,
know?
it's not. It's not that they want to be forgotten in the song. It's about like I've been sitting here and I'll never be able to leave, and I've been watching war rage for like
I know.
100 years.
What I'm saying is, think of the fucked up way that like these people are being remembered for dying in a that way they did. Where everybody else is like, oh, we died in war. These guys are like, yeah, no, we died in a mudslide. You
It
know,
says
like
right there. The song opens like here are the lyrics. I won't be coming
text it to
home.
me.
All right. I won't be coming home. I won't be going anywhere. I will guard this post forever. Here on the alpine slope where I make my final stand, I shall remain among the ice and snow that binds me to this mountain. Lyrics like I'm fucking stuck here. I'm a snowman, assholes. But it's
Well,
a
I'll listen
fucking
to it if you
heavy
just
metal
text it to
song.
me. Okay.
All right.
As long as
This
the
has
guy
been-
doesn't sing like he's got a fucking foot up his ass.
No, he's got a really like. All
I'll listen to everything once.
right. This has been Hero of the Stupid. Thank you for joining and watching this discussion about Ghost. If you're a fan and you're in the New Jersey, New York area and going to see him at the Garden, I'll see you there.
Bring your
Dad, I
holy
know
water.
in my pocket. Like that's the insurance. Like they're gonna be like, "What's this?"
Better
Bob?
carry
Like,
a few of them with you.
never you fucking mind. I just don't. Hey, spooky bitches. It's July. It's gonna be spooky bitch season.
hey, you know, like we did all this and we talked about theatricality and we even touch on war. So that's just
Yeah,
another band.
Or Lordy or any of those other. Anyway,
Yeah. So
I know we wanted to talk about the JFK stuff, Dad. We kind of pushed that back for a little while because there's a lot we're still going through. So I don't know if the next topic of
I want that to play out a little longer because I want to weed through the bullshit. I want to weed through, like I've been reading some of the stuff that came out, but you're never going to read it all. So you're going to have to depend on other people who have read it, but I want to make sure that they're credible. I don't want to be reading something that somebody else's opinion.
yeah, reading all that stuff is giving me like a migraine, like right here.
I want you to clip that for TikTok
All right, this has
immediately.
been Hero of the Stupid, and they are the stupid. I am the hero. So until next time, folks, just remember to check out all our social media and check out our new mugs that are coming out. We have a ton of them coming out. And check out our other podcast, Is This Real? And what are some of our websites, you two fucking monkey face motherfuckers?
YouTube.
IsThisRealPC.com. That is our website.
That's our website.
It'll give us our schedule.
Look for Green Arrow Media on YouTube.
And we have, we got a lot of the next season is going to be coming out pretty soon. And we're going to have a good time with it. So until next time, I'm on Hero of the Stupid. Have a good night. Anthony, have a good night. I'll see you soon. Joey, you will never be invited back. And that's all I got to say. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody, fuckers.
Green Arrow Media presents Hero of the Stupid. Starring Pope Tony and Big Joe. Hero of the Stupid.